Whoa! Whoa! All right, I'm going to put it out there right now. In 12 months, I will have developed a skill set that will allow me to purchase my own land and make the world a better place, or I'll still be 40 years old, possibly sitting right here with an unfinished pile of dreams. I discovered that travel was like a drug, and once you've had a taste, you're always going to want another bigger, better high. And so I've been chasing adventure, going out after new jobs, constantly starting over because the excitement of doing something new in a different place was always enough. But now I'm 40, and it doesn't feel like enough anymore. I actually want to start making some moves to do something that feels important. So what am I actually building? Maybe a lot of you guys feel like this. Maybe I'm not alone. Whoa, wouldn't that be awesome? Actually, it wouldn't be. I actually hope that nobody else has this problem. But I find myself now at 40 years old. I'm living on the most remote continent on the planet. I feel like I'm very far behind in my savings. I'm not making an extreme amount of money, and I don't actually feel like I have a very great skill set moving forward. And once I leave this seasonal job, I don't know what I'm going to do. Absolutely no clue. I spend hours and hours thinking about it, coming up with nothing to work on. But I did come up with an idea of something that really moves me, and I'm just not sure exactly how to get the needle from where I'm at to where I want to be in a reasonable amount of time. I'm 40 years old. I live on the most remote continent on the planet, in Antarctica, where there's no trees. It's dark 24 hours a day, working in a job that I'm not sure I want to continue doing for the rest of my life, and I don't feel like I have an amazing skill set that will allow me to pivot in any great and meaningful way, and I want to find a way to have more purpose and live more intentionally and be doing good while also supporting myself. If that sounds familiar to anyone, I wouldn't be surprised, but I hope it's not as many of you as it could be. So what am I going to do about this? Well, I have an idea. I just don't know if it's going to work. So in the last portion of my work life, I have had a section of time where I was able to put headphones in and do my job while still listening to podcasts or audiobooks or YouTube Academy. And so the hours and hours of YouTube that I've listened to have inspired me to try and find once again my own path into making something meaningful happen. And it's going to be really hard to outline this journey to you in one fell swoop, but what I'd like to do is go from where I am on a continent in a place with nothing living, nothing green, nothing happening. It's not entirely true. There are living things down here, not just people. But I want to reclaim some property and some land that was once a part of my family's original plot and take it out of being marginalized land and bring it back into the fold where it actually produces not just row crop farm products like everyone else does, but something that's edible and has monetary value and also regenerative and good for the earth, and then scale that up in a way that I'm actually doing something good for the planet. So what I'd like to do is take a skill set that is currently the talk of the town, the biggest buzz you've ever heard of, learn AI skills, and use it for good. Wild. Amazing. I want to take AI, monetize it in my own way, learn publicly with all of you, take you all on the journey, and then once I have a big enough skill set to be able to use this, to monetize it, to buy things, buy back that land, and then start the farming journey. How cool is that? The American dream, starting right here, the bottom of the planet. So, okay, we're going to get going on what today's example is going to be. I need to start this channel in a way where I can actually monetize it from the beginning. And that means if anyone wants to get on board with me, if anyone else is stuck in the same rut that I'm in, and we all want to try and get out of this, I'm going to have to create myself a little lead magnet so that we can stay in touch, and that as I learn and want to shoot out messages to you, you'll be able to get them, and maybe from a lead magnet you will find something interesting that will help motivate you along your journey. So I spent a lot of time creating this lead magnet with ChatGPT. I did the free version. I used the free version until I ran out of enough credits or whatever it is, the allotment that it allows you to make changes and create images and upload data and information. And so I did a free trial. That's what I wanted to say. I've got a free trial that is just about to run out, but we talked about it, Chat and I. I should really name Chat Gapata. Gapata and I got together and we came up with a plan after many, many, many iterations. And there's a lot of different large language, oh my gosh, can't believe I'm screwing this up. LRMs, oh, large language models, LLMs. Those are different types of chat GPTs, basically, different types of AI that you can use. And so I chatted with a bunch of them and finally put together enough of a cohesive plan that it's good enough to run with. We came up with a skills, or not even that skills. What did we call it? We came up with a, oh, it's here somewhere, a something calculator. We came up with a reinvention scorecard. So I'm going to show you how I made that with absolutely no skills whatsoever in coding. I've never built an app before in my life. I think this is supposed to be app adjacent. It's not an app, but I think it's a landing web page where you can go and you can fill out the prompts, the questions, and then it will give you, based on your information, it'll tell you what you need to do to move forward. So I'm actually going to take it with you. Well, I'm going to show you, first I'll show you how I built it. So you miss a lot on the back end of our conversation, ChatGPT and I, and it told me to use an app called Lovable. So I Googled Lovable, and that was the wrong thing. Obviously, I didn't think that a panty underwear store was going to help me create an application to collect email addresses and give any of us any sort of idea how we were going to fix our lives. So I ended up having to figure out where the actual Lovable was. And to be honest, I am not at a point where I am saving any time with AI just yet. I'm wondering if there's a little bit of a learning curve. So this is really the first time, but we found it. There's Lovable. Here's well, you could just see how many conversations I've had already with this thing. But I did eventually get to some specs that ChatGPT gave me, and these were basically what I would need to plug in to Lovable in order to get this app on the road and cruising from 0 to 60. So our 0 to 60 time is pretty slow. But once I got logged in here and I started fudging around and I got signed in, created an account, a free account. I'm still on the free train because I'm not ready to pay $20, $30 a month per AI application, which is kind of how it goes. So I've just basically copy and pasted the information that ChatGPT gave me as to how to create this thing and the parameters. And now Lovable is going to go to work. And what this is called vibe coding, like good vibes. A lot of good vibes. Vibe coding, where you plug in with sentences in English what you want your app to come out like. And it just makes something. It makes it. And you can see right here on the right, there it is. Here's the first iteration. Boom. It took a while. I will say again, I'm in Antarctica. The internet here, as you should expect, is not very fast. So I went ahead and did a quick test of the first round, and it gave me what I felt like was a pretty good answer. But there were some issues. I did feel like it was really good. Not a lot of issues, like very, very basic. Yeah, I was worried about the font. I thought the font was a little bit silly. Just not perfect. You know what I mean? Something that might take you out of it. If it was taking me out of it, it might take somebody else out of it. So I asked for that change to be made. And then I realized I came up against the limitations of the free plan, where I found within it an actual security issue that it said, based on the way it was designed, that it could actually allow any other users online to access the email addresses that were being entered. And since I'd run up against my free, credits, I guess is maybe how they do it, my credit limit They wouldn't allow me to make that change again today, but the credits reset, your free allotment resets each day. So as a free tool, this did seem a little bit limited, but I figured I would come back and do it another day, which is exactly what I did. And I got that solution solved the very next time I went after it. So no harm, no foul, no problemo. And I saved myself $25. So yeah, I guess that's basically how I went. So let's do this. Why don't I show you exactly what it does? We're going to start right now. I'm going to just follow this link. It gave me a link. Open it. There we go. Here it is. Okay, it's going. All right. I'm going to see how quickly I can go through this. This said 4 minutes. No, I don't. 5 years, I can't strongly say that. Yeah, I really don't. They are, I'd say, they're kind of vague, yeah. No, not really. Nope, don't know that. I do believe that. I do believe that. I don't focus at all. I'm learning this. I do trust I'll figure it out. I consistently. Yeah, always. Actually, I don't know if that's true. Well, I think it is. Nah, not true. I have gotten to that point. No, there's a lot of unfinished projects out there. Scheduling time. No. I'd say that's probably true. I'm extremely adaptable. I mean, have I ever really failed? I do usually come back. That's a tough one. Totally good at that. I think I'm pretty optimistic. That's true. That's true. That's very true. That's very true. I would agree with that. Boom. All right, let's do it. So then you just add your email. Look at that. One email. No spam. I'm not going to spam you. I may send you emails, but I wouldn't call them spam. I think they're going to be good. Now, I don't actually know how I get that email. Huh. The Wanderer. All right, let's see. Open to everything. Anchored to nothing yet. You move with curiosity and an open compass. This trail isn't unclear because you lack ability. It's unclear because you haven't drawn the map. Once you do, your range becomes your superpower. Note, terrain shifts daily without a fixed star. Every direction looks equally good. This is so true. I honestly sit down or stand or lay down and think I could go anywhere. You know, if someone asks me, where do you want to move? Where do you want to go? How do you pick when the world is your oyster and you can literally go anywhere? Somebody once told me if you want to figure out a place to move, you either have to have a job or a partner. And that's about it. There's no other reason to go anywhere. Why else would you settle in a place? For no reason? I don't know. Maybe some people do it. So, vision is my bottleneck. How do I fix that? Oh, my strengths. These are good strengths. Lack of direction. This is 100% true. Create a 5-year vision. Write it down. Make it specific enough to navigate by. Don't take 10 steps. Take one. This one. Within the next 7 days, reinvention is a route walked, not planned. Wow. Okay. Honestly, I think that was pretty good for an app that I just made. I'm pretty impressed by that. So, wow. Okay. That was pretty cool. I'm actually impressed that worked so well. Having had no experience, I just built a little quick app in a few minutes. There were some setbacks with, redeveloping it and loading it on internet, and now I have to figure out how to get it into the email. So, not even into the email. This should appear as a link at the bottom of this YouTube video. So check that out. Try it for yourself. Let me know what you think, if you like it, if it actually helped. And that should actually get the ball rolling so that we can start a conversation off YouTube as well, with emails and things. And I will update you as things come to pass. I would love to know what your 5-year plans are. I'm going to make mine and hopefully include that in the next video. But for now, we got something going. We've got step 1. I have a whole path. I have a lot of different things to discover. Next time, we're going to maybe try and figure out how to make some money with this thing. We'll see. And I'll try and get deeper into the plan as well for how to get this family land and get things back to the way they were and even better. So thank you for coming along for this journey. There's a lot going on. Starting over as a 40-year-old isn't easy, but I think it can be made a little bit easier with some of the tools we now have. So going to work on this together. Thanks for stopping by. Hit like, subscribe, whatever. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.